Some people say the world's biggest stars don't earn their fame by talent alone, especially when it comes to Hollywood. This idea has been whispered about for decades, fueled by cryptic messages from comedians like Katt who claimed there's a hidden underbelly in show business. He insisted that speaking out could lead to sudden downfalls or getting punched in the face all the time. For years, rumors have floated around about powerful forces controlling the industry, demanding unimaginable sacrifices in exchange for status. And whenever a celebrity faces a tragic loss, like Jennifer Hudson's devastating family tragedy, those whispers grow louder. The question is, are these stories just sensational claims? Or do they reveal something far more unsettling? The entertainment industry is no stranger to conspiracy theories. Some fans swear there's an Illuminati-like network calling the shots, or that secret societies lurk behind every major star's meteoric success. Rappers have hinted at shady dealings in record labels. Pop singers face rumors of performing hidden rituals in music videos. From cryptic album covers to puzzling statements by celebrities, the so-called evidence for these conspiracies is everywhere, if you choose to see it that way. Katt stirred the pot further by talking openly about the powers that be in Hollywood, implying that many superstars pay a steep price for crossing an invisible line. He claimed that standing against these forces leads to swift retaliation, even physical harm. And although he didn't point fingers at specific names in every interview, it was enough to get people wondering about figures like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and others rumored to be at the center of a secret hierarchy. But Katt didn't just talk about globally famous icons. He also brought Jennifer Hudson's name into the spotlight. He hinted that her success might be linked to hidden deals, especially given the heartbreaking murder of her family in 2008. Could such an unthinkable event really be tied to show business power plays, or are these ideas just feeding into the darkest corners of pop culture mythology? Yet, what's consistent in these conspiracy circles is the same refrain. To gain real influence or unstoppable fame, you must offer something often described as a life-altering sacrifice. The more horrifying the sacrifice, the more likely you are to rise to stardom, or so the stories say. But before we get lost in speculation, let's lay out the facts of Jennifer Hudson's journey and see how tragedy collided with triumph in a way that left conspiracy theorists brimming with theories. But to fully understand why so many people suspect something hidden, we have to revisit the shocking events of October 2008. Jennifer Hudson's ascent to fame felt like destiny from the start. She began as an underdog on American Idol, captivating viewers with her powerhouse voice. Despite not winning the competition, her star power was undeniable. It wasn't long before she landed the role of Effie White in Dreamgirls, a performance so breathtaking it earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. One minute, she was the small-town girl from Chicago. The next, she was Hollywood's newest darling. Then, just as the world was celebrating her extraordinary voice and Oscar success, the unthinkable happened. On October 24, 2008, news broke that Jennifer's mother, Darnell Donnerson, and her brother, Jason Hudson, had been found fatally shot in their Chicago home. Worse still, Jennifer's 7-year-old nephew, Julian King, was missing. For 3 agonizing days, the entire country watched in horror as authorities searched for Julian, praying that somehow he might be alive. Sadly, the worst news possible arrived when Julian's body was discovered in an abandoned SUV. He had been shot as well. In a matter of days, Jennifer Hudson lost 3 of the people closest to her. The raw intensity of that tragedy struck everyone, fans, celebrities, and everyday viewers who wept for her loss. But in the swirling world of conspiracy talk, a darker narrative began forming almost immediately. How, some asked, could someone experience the pinnacle of success and such profound tragedy back to back? Many pointed to Katt ominous warnings about a powerful group punishing those who won't play by their rules. Others recalled rumors that had dogged major artists like Beyoncé, claiming some had to give up something for their success. And while Jennifer publicly grieved, the rumor mill latched onto her heartbreak as supposed proof of an Illuminati sacrifice. It was a cruel theory, one that overshadowed an already unspeakable loss. Yet, to truly unravel these claims, we have to examine the facts behind the murders themselves, facts both horrifying and complex. When police arrived at the Hudson family's home that October morning, they encountered a scene of devastation. Darnell Donnerson and Jason Hudson were found shot to death, and the young Julian King was missing. In any homicide, investigators start by looking at the victim's inner circle. Here, they quickly turned their attention to William Balfour, the estranged husband of Jennifer's sister, Julia. Balfour had a criminal record. He was on parole after serving time for attempted murder and other violent offenses. Suspicion around Balfour surged the moment he was detained for questioning. His connections to the family were obvious, and reports surfaced that he'd been forced to leave the Hudson home by Jennifer's mother long before the tragedy. Witnesses spoke of arguments, strained relations, even threats. Before long, the media spotlight landed squarely on him. But rumors spread just as fast as the official story. Some questioned whether local police were too eager to pin the blame on a single suspect, ignoring any bigger pattern. Others said the authorities were merely confirming what was obvious, that a man with a violent past who had made repeated threats was likely guilty. Fueling speculation further, Balfour reportedly tried to get an old girlfriend to fabricate an alibi for him, all while refusing to admit any involvement in the slayings. Outside the formal investigation, though, was another layer of whispers. People pointing to alleged industry hits, claims that Jennifer's family was targeted to teach her a lesson or to serve a bizarre ritual. It sounds outrageous. Yet in certain corners of the internet, these beliefs found an eager audience. But the trial that followed offered concrete evidence, along with emotional testimony that shaped the public's view of who was truly responsible. The murder trial of William Balfour riveted Chicago and the entire nation, not just because of Jennifer Hudson's celebrity status, but because of the horrific facts revealed in court. Prosecutors laid out a heartbreaking narrative, a domestic argument, a history of threats against the family, and a series of incriminating actions tying Balfour to the killings. Several witnesses testified that he had issued a menacing warning, suggesting if Julia Hudson ever left him, he'd first harm her loved ones. The defense countered by accusing police of a rushed investigation. They claimed detectives became fixated on Balfour under public pressure to solve a case involving a high-profile star. They highlighted the fact that no direct DNA evidence tied Balfour to the gun found at the crime scene. Plus, Balfour himself insisted he was nowhere near the Hudson home during the murders. But forensic evidence told a more layered story. Investigators discovered gunshot residue on the steering wheel of Balfour's car. Analysts also explained that the lack of someone's DNA on a weapon doesn't automatically indicate innocence. Gloves or minimal contact could prevent DNA transfer. The jurors spent days examining every detail from ballistic tests to Balfour's suspicious behavior after the murders. Meanwhile, Jennifer Hudson was in court every single day. She had to listen to painful descriptions of her family's final moments, all in front of the press. Her grief was palpable. Some observers described moments when she couldn't hold back tears, particularly when forensic evidence about young Julian King was discussed. It was a glimpse into the agonizing journey she faced, public mourning under relentless media scrutiny. But once the verdict was in, many believed the legal story was settled. What they couldn't settle were the swirling conspiracy claims. After 18 hours of deliberation, the jury found William Balfour guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder, among other charges. He received a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Judge Charles Burns didn't mince words, calling Balfour's actions cold and inhumane. For many, the verdict brought relief and a measure of justice for the Hudson family. Yet, it couldn't erase the heartbreak of losing loved ones. Outside the courthouse, reporters pressed Jennifer Hudson for her reaction. The family released a statement thanking those who had offered love and support. They even extended sympathy to the Balfour family, saying, "We have all suffered a terrible loss." It was an extraordinary show of compassion considering the circumstances. Still, in the shadows of internet message boards and social media threads, some questioned whether Balfour was truly acting alone. Others made the disturbing leap to claim he was simply a convenient scapegoat, allegedly used to cover up a ritualized event. Conspiracy theorists pointed to the timing of Jennifer's continued career rise and her quick reappearance in the public eye, most notably her emotionally charged performance of the national anthem at the 2009 Super Bowl. They saw this as a symbolic statement, fueling more talk of hidden societies. Jennifer Hudson refused to engage directly with these theories, focusing instead on her grief and healing. Katt Williams's earlier remarks about the entertainment industry's dark side gained new traction in conspiracy circles, though no clear evidence ever supported them. This tension between a tragic personal loss and an outlandish public theory remains at the heart of the speculation around Jennifer Hudson's story. But her journey didn't end there. In the aftermath of unimaginable sorrow, Hudson built a path forward that defied cynicism, even if it didn't silence the rumors. In the years following the trial, Jennifer Hudson channeled her grief into a renewed dedication to music, acting, and philanthropy. One of her most powerful steps forward came with the founding of the Julian D. King Gift Foundation, named for her beloved nephew. The organization focuses on helping children in need, providing them with resources and opportunities for growth. To Hudson, it was a way to keep Julian's spirit alive by spreading love to other kids. Her career blossomed further. She released new music, performed on some of the world's biggest stages, and even secured roles in major film and television projects. For outsiders, it looked like the unstoppable rise of a woman determined not to be defined by tragedy. Yet, in the undercurrent of celebrity gossip, the story was different. Conspiracy theorists used every new milestone to claim her success was part of a sinister deal. They latched onto every interview snippet, every red carpet appearance, even her weight loss, claiming it was all part of some prearranged script orchestrated by a hidden elite. This chatter was magnified by internet forums where speculation often outpaces fact. Jennifer's quiet refusal to dignify these rumors with a direct response only intensified them. To the real conspiracy believer, silence could be interpreted as guilt. Still, friends and relatives publicly dismissed the idea that the Hudson murders were anything but a horrific act of violence by one individual. Yet the conspiracies continued to thrive, eventually leading to another round of public statements, and even an interview from the convicted suspect himself. In 2016, William Balfour granted a jailhouse interview, maintaining his innocence and spinning tales of a grand conspiracy against him. He insisted the police had framed him, that the prosecutors manipulated evidence, and that witnesses had been coached. He even implied that young Julian King was in the wrong place at the wrong time, suggesting someone else pulled the trigger to eliminate a potential witness. The Chicago Police Department flatly rejected these allegations, reaffirming their confidence in the thoroughness of the investigation. The courts had already weighed every piece of evidence, and the jury's decision was unequivocal. Nonetheless, each new claim from Balfour became fodder for those who believed in hidden agendas and Hollywood's darkest secrets. Jennifer Hudson stayed above the fray. She'd already testified in court, and her family had found some measure of closure in the verdict. Her focus remained on raising her son David and continuing the philanthropic mission inspired by Julian. Occasionally, she spoke about forgiveness, even extending it to the man who destroyed her family. That level of grace took many by surprise, prompting both admiration and fresh conspiracy chatter. Some people insisted her forgiveness was proof she was simply following an external script. Others saw it as a testament to the profound faith and resilience that had guided her life since childhood. While Hudson's personal journey seemed to move toward healing, the conspiracy theories only grew in the cracks between truth and rumor. Rumors about the Illuminati in Hollywood have never been confined to Jennifer Hudson's story. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Lady Gaga, countless stars have been named in these tales of secret handshakes and coded symbolism. For believers, every album cover or cryptic lyric is a clue pointing to a hidden hierarchy that requires sacrifices for fame. What sets Jennifer Hudson's tragedy apart is the undeniable heartbreak surrounding it. The timing, her family's murders just as her star was rising, created a perfect storm for speculation. Katt Williams's bold claims about the industry, combined with the subsequent successes Hudson achieved, only fanned the flames. Many fans simply found it too horrific to accept that an estranged in-law alone could cause such a brutal outcome. They asked, could mere jealousy or rage lead to something so extreme? While the courts found William Balfour fully culpable, some people continue insisting that more sinister hands were involved. Others believe these conspiracies trivialize the raw grief of a family destroyed by violence. To them, conspiracy talk capitalizes on tragedy, ignoring the human cost behind these real events. At the same time, pop culture has a long history of merging fact with folklore. Anytime celebrities experience sudden good fortune or devastating loss, theories run rampant. Whether it's the 27 Club among musicians, whispered suggestions that certain deaths weren't accidents, or claims that big labels orchestrate controversies for publicity, stories of hidden puppet masters never fail to capture imaginations. And so, Jennifer Hudson finds herself an unwitting symbol of this ongoing debate between raw tragedy and supernatural suspicion. Jennifer Hudson's story is one of unimaginable heartbreak and remarkable resilience. She lost her mother, brother, and nephew to an act of violence so extreme it's nearly impossible to comprehend. In the wake of that tragedy, she rebuilt her life and her career, using her platform to honor her loved ones and uplift children in need. For most people, that's a testament to the human spirit's strength. Yet, for a vocal subset, the puzzle remains unsolved. They point to Katt Williams' dire warnings about the high cost of fame, whisper about Illuminati membership, and question how Jennifer Hudson managed to find both renewed stardom and rapid personal healing. The line between a legitimate tragedy and an alleged secret deal stays blurred for those who believe in hidden powers pulling all the strings. In the end, does Hollywood really thrive on grim demands and diabolical bargains? Or are these conspiracies just a way to make sense of shocking events that defy logic? Nobody can say for sure, at least not definitively enough to end the speculation. What's clear is that Jennifer Hudson turned her personal pain into a commitment to philanthropy and embraced forgiveness where many might cling to rage. Whether that proves the existence of hidden societies or simply shows her boundless strength is something viewers must decide for themselves. What do you think? Is Jennifer Hudson's story an example of the dark side of fame? Or is it a tragedy that has been distorted by the rumor mill? Share your thoughts, and remember, sometimes the most compelling secrets are the ones we can never fully confirm. If you found this video thought-provoking, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. We'll be diving into more stories that straddle the line between the known and the unknown, where fact, rumor, and fate collide. Stay tuned because this is just the beginning of our deep dive into Hollywood's most shocking claims and the secrets hidden behind the stage lights.